Hi everybody, Isaiah Banks here, mental health therapist and certified fitness trainer. I'm going to title this video, You're Not Okay, and That's Okay. I chose this title because a lot of us have been raised and encouraged to be strong, independent, and courageous. And while at times that can be good and great, there are other times where we can become too strong and we're not always open to receive help or to utilize our supports that are in our lives. Right? So it's okay to be vulnerable, right? It's okay to be open with those who you trust and for those that support you. While it's best to stay in contact with those supports, I want to discuss two experiences that people typically experience where those supports can come in handy. So the first is around depression. So depression can vary by the person as far as the symptoms. One person may feel like they're suffocating and they can't breathe. Someone else may feel like a weighted blanket is being pushed on top of them and they're sinking lower and lower and lower into themselves. Another person may undereat or overeat. That can vary. And as far as anxiety, the symptoms can vary as well. One person may have anxiety around being around people. Someone else may experience anxiety with doing everyday tasks, right? Someone else may experience anxiety in being in small spaces. So that can really run a gamut with that. But my message to those people is that depression and anxiety affects everyone. At one point in time, everyone have experienced anxiety and or depression. I'll even throw in some statistics for you. So according to the World Health Organization, 280 million people have experienced depression. For anxiety, it affects 40 million people. To best illustrate how many people that is, I'll put up a picture from the 2019 Toronto Raptors Championship Parade, where there was a number of 2 million people in attendance. Now, imagine how many people have been affected by anxiety when you're adding 38 million more people to this 2 million that's in this picture. And the number for depression is even larger. So I'm bringing this up to let you know you are not alone, right? You have supports there. You have people by your side. And if you don't, there are professionals like myself who can assist you. It's important to utilize those supports for many reasons. One of the reasons is around safety. Sometimes those with depression or anxiety can have dark thoughts where they desire to harm themselves or even harm someone else. These are extreme, right, thoughts that people can have, but it's common for those who are feeling overwhelmed, feeling like the world's on top of them, and feeling like the problem can never be solved. So it's important for people who are experiencing these thoughts to be honest and transparent with their supports, and to also allow the supports on the other end to be sometimes taken aback by what they just shared, but that's the human connection. And that's someone showing that they care and that they love you. And for them, they may not always, know what to say, but for them, they are there to support you nonetheless. And that's important within itself. So I want you to continue to be honest with your supports. Let them know what you're experiencing. It's also important for people to utilize those supports for solutions, right? There are times when someone is experiencing an issue and they're thinking in their mind that the problem can never be solved. But in actuality, they just have not been given the tools or have not been given the information that can solve the problem, right? And that's when your supports come in, because you have someone else's feedback, right? That can often help you or allow you to see things from another perspective, right? So it's important to receive that feedback, right? And to take it in, right? Now, there's going to be times where you may not want any feedback, and that's okay. But that's something where you should share that with your supports as well, right? Because you have to train them on how to best support you, right? I'll say it again. Train them on how to best support you. That way they can know how to help. Okay. And lastly is around relatability. So oftentimes when individuals are experiencing depression, anxiety, they can feel so alone. They can feel so isolated in their mind that for them, they're the only one experiencing this. Right? Well, in actuality, based off the stats I gave earlier, there are millions of people who experience depression and anxiety, right? There are a lot of people who have experienced the same exact thing that you experienced, right? Including myself. There's times in my life where I felt so low, right? There's times in my life where I felt so overwhelmed that I had to speak up. I had to reach out, and I had to have someone there with me to let me know that it was going to be okay. Okay. Remember those stats I gave you earlier? You are not alone. This affects a lot of people. You will have brighter days and you will overcome. Take care. Thank you for watching.